Peace. This is your girl Nicole, Sister Midwife, coming at you today, and we are going to talk about the role of babas in this pregnancy and birth experience. So recently I was having a conversation with a brother that I know, and he and his queen are pregnant. They were initially thinking about a home birth, and then they decided to go with the hospital birth with the physician. And one day, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I saw him at an event, and I was, how's everything going? How's the pregnancy? Y'all getting ready for this baby to come? And I also asked, who did you hire as your doula? And he said to me, oh, we decided not to go with a doula. I said, really? I said, you all were really, trying to get a doula. And he was like, yeah, I know, but she decided she didn't want to have a doula. And so I just, didn't worry about it. I said, well, hold on. Tell me more. What's going on? Did you ask her why she doesn't want a doula? And he said, no, I didn't ask because, it's her pregnancy, it's her birth, and I just want to support her with whatever she chooses and whatever she wants. And, I shook my head and I said, yeah, I feel you and I understand. And I know that a lot of times I hear this same thing where brothers will tell me, whatever she wants, whatever she wants, whatever she wants. And that's beautiful. We want y'all to give us whatever we want. And though I would also say that this is also your baby, and the experience that she has is not only going to impact her and the baby, it will also impact you. So what I knew that he didn't know is that the physician that she's chosen doesn't like doulas, and in fact will tell his patients that they cannot have doulas. And so I knew that this is what happened. And so I said to him, have you thought about asking her, say, hey, babe, we had a plan and the plan included a doula? I said, that's okay to do. I'm not saying that you force anything down her throat, that you tell her what she should and should not do or anything like that. But it is well within your right. This is your baby and you love your baby and you love your woman. And so the idea that you can't ask her a question or make any suggestions or say anything about the birth really is not the thing. Like, we've got to understand that we are a team. When we get in these relationships and we create this life and this love that's growing inside of her womb, you all are a team. And so I said to him, I want to encourage you to just ask her, hey, babe, why did you change your mind about having a doula, and see where she is and start having a conversation. And initially he had a little bit of a hesitation, like, I'll see about asking her. And I said, let me tell you this. I said, her doctor is whispering in her right ear, telling her that she shouldn't have a doula. Why is it wrong for you to whisper in her left ear and say, hey, babe, let's think about getting a doula? Who do you think loves her more, you or her doctor? Who do you think loves this baby more, you or her doctor? I would argue and I would hope that you love her more. So if you love her more and if you love that baby more, then absolutely it's within your right to say to her, say, look, we have this plan. We were talking about this natural birth thing. We were talking about hiring a doula. Why did that go out the window? Again, I'm not saying being aggressive and being rude and mean and abusive or anything like that, but how you can ask a question, babe, why are we making these changes? So many times we are looking for you to stand up and to help us make these decisions. I even think about my personal birth. My water bag broke when I was 35 weeks pregnant. I was planning a home birth, and at 35 weeks pregnant, I went into my head, and as a medical professional, I thought of all of the things that could go wrong. My baby could come out vaginal birth, no problems, or she could come out not breathing. Oh, at 35 weeks. Now, the reality is at 35 weeks, my baby was going to be fine, but that did not stop me from having fears caught up in my head about what could happen. And so I'm sitting there trying to decide what to do, and I look at my husband, and he's like, well, babe, whatever you think. And so we talked about it recently, and I asked him, I said, why didn't you encouraged me to stay home? And his response was, this is your area, this is your arena, you are the expert, so I just left it all up to you. And my response to him was, but if you had just said, let's talk about it, let's think about it, let's have a small conversation to determine what is the best for our baby, it would have calmed me down just for a minute and given me an opportunity to think, because I wasn't being rational. I was in panic mode. Oh my God, my water broke. I'm not full term. What's going to happen? And I was in my maternal space. And if he, as my king, would have simply said, babe, let's just pause. Let's go to sleep for a minute. Let's think about it. Or even ask me questions to make me ponder just for a moment. I don't know what I would have done differently. I don't know if I would have done something differently or not, but I know that it would have been appreciated for him to say that to me and to just kind of calm me down. So what I want all of you Babbas to know, you fathers out there to know, is that we need you in this game. We need you in this fight. We need you to be our primary soldier. Y'all do know that birth is the revolution. And we need our men to be the primary soldiers as we walk into this space to birth our babies, to birth your baby, brother. This is your baby, and she needs you to support her absolutely in her choices, and to not be afraid to ask questions, to not just acquiesce and say, well, whatever you want, babe. Sometimes she may not know what she wants. Sometimes she may need your support or guidance. Sometimes she may need you to just ask a simple question to make her think a little bit differently. So if I go back to this original scenario that I was talking about, I told the brother, listen, just ask her. Just ask her, because I guarantee you, and to every Baba that's out there listening, I want you to think about this. When decisions are being made about your woman and your baby, know that nobody loves her more than you. The nurses don't love her more. The doctors don't love her more. The midwives don't love her more. This is your baby. This is your wife. This is your queen. This is your woman. Support her. Encourage her. Love her. And bring her to a space where collectively you guys can win together. This is a team effort. We in it together. Win-win for you and her. Do it together in love. That's all I got today for y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Peace out.